And I learned that I can't click that button. So now we are hitting equals and dividing -3 to both sides, and x equals +5. Now that I know what x is, I can pick any equation. I can pick the one that I changed or either of my original equations. As long as I use all of the same values, I'm good to go. So I'm going to pick this one that I changed here. So 2x minus 2y equals 6. So 2, and then instead of x, I put a 5, minus 2y equals +6. So that's going to give me 10 minus 2y equals 6. I can subtract 10 from both sides so that -2y equals -4, and divide -2 to both sides so that y equals +2. And then as an ordered pair, we call this 5, 2. All right, number 6. Again, for this one, these have the potential to eliminate, but I would need to change either of my signs. I'm going to change, again, my bottom row. So I'm going to take my whole bottom row, and I'm just going to take the opposite of it. That's what this negative means. So the opposite of 6x, -6x. The opposite of -7y is +7y. And the opposite of a +12 is a -12. My whole top row is going to stay the same. So I'm going to have +7x, -7y, +14. I can combine these vertically now. So 7x minus 6x makes 1x. -7y and +7y cancel out, so I'm not going to write that down there. And +14 and -12. I know this looks like a negative, but that's because I wrote that kind of in the wrong spot. So that's my equal sign. +14, -12 is going to give me 2. So I get 1x equals 2. If you get 1x equals 2, you do not need to go through and divide 1. I see students do that all the time. 1x just means x by itself. So that's really our answer, x equals 2. We can take that and plug it into any equation. I'm going to plug it into my bottom equation here. So I'm going to say 6 times 2 instead of x minus 7y equals 12. 6 times 2 gives us 12 minus 7y equals 12. If I subtract 12 from both sides to start getting my y by itself, -7y equals 0. I can divide -7 to both sides, and y equals 0. And then as an ordered pair, 2, 0, x, y. All right, last couple here. Again, it doesn't really matter which ones we change, so I'm going to, just for the sake of shaking things up, I'm going to take the opposite of my top row now. So I'm going to take the opposite of +2x to get -2x. The opposite of -5y to get +2y. To +5y. And the opposite of a +4 is a -4. My bottom row, everything stays the same. I'm not changing anything, so I'm going to get +2x minus 7y equals +4. I put my first two terms together, they cancel each other out, they eliminate. +5y and -7y will give me a -2y. And -4 and +4 will give me a 0. So when I solve this by dividing -2, I find that y is equal to 0. Now that I know what y is, I can plug it into any equation. I'm going to choose my bottom equation here. So I have 2 times x minus 7, and then I'm replacing my y with a 0. -7 times 0 is 0. So that really just means that 2x equals 4. And when I divide 2 from both sides, x equals 2. So as an ordered pair, our answer is 2, 0, x, y. And for for my last system here. 6's have the potential to eliminate each other, but I'm going to have to change a sign. So I'm going to, let's do the bottom row this time, make that negative. So that negative means the opposite of 4x is negative 4x. The opposite of positive 6y is negative 6y. And the opposite of negative 24 is positive 24. I'm not changing my top row, so I have negative 2x plus 6y equals negative 24. Now I'm going to go through and put these together. So these would give me a negative 6x. These combine to make 0. They eliminate. And these also combine to make 0, but I need to write this one as a placeholder. So what I'm left with is negative 6x equals 0. I'm just going to rewrite it down here so it's not as spaced out. I can divide negative 6 to both sides to find that x is equal to 0. Now that I know what x is, I can go back and plug it in for x in any of my equations here. I can do it in the ones that I've changed. I can do it in the original ones. As long as I write everything down without changing signs or making anything funny, then I'm okay. And actually, this, instead of x now, we're replacing that with a 0. So I'm saying 4 times 0, not 40, but 4 times 0, which makes 0, plus 6y equals negative 24. So that really just means that 6y equals negative 24. And I can divide 6 to both sides to find that y is equal to negative 4. And then I write that as an ordered pair, 0, negative 4.